has got just to do with this. They have repositioned our mind.
But they taught in Redeem too?
We were taught in the ministers' conference.
Redeem teaches this?
That we are cursed. That is why Malachi is the real this thing that they are using as a tool.
So Redeemed Ministers Conference teaches that we are cursed.
Cause in the setting, a cause exists. So it's just a matter. It's just not to do what they are saying you should do. The cause will come back. And there is also this inferiority complex. There's this inferiority complex, and that when you look at it, we appreciate anything that comes from outside white than the blacks. When a black man in Paris opened a shop, blacks will prefer to go and buy the same product in a Chinese shop. So it's in us. It's in us. So
we really need to teach this thing, no?
We really need to teach it. It should be a series.
Are you serious?
It should be a series. You will be amazed. You will be amazed the numbers of people that will come on board.
Are you serious?
That will come on board. Yeah. Yeah. It's the root of all those prayer books that deliverance never stop. Deliverance never stop. It's eternal. It's eternal. A church, get me well, if you do not practice or teach your own people the same, I knew something was wrong somewhere. I was sensing something is wrong somewhere. Because how can just these people, they prefer that lie. They themselves, the people, are very conditioned. Not only that, the people themselves prefer. Because by the time you are telling them you are not cause, this thing, okay, I will do deliverance. You conduct the deliverance today. But the person still go to another church because she believes that thing is not yet over. They will call on me to come to their house to pray. Okay, let us pray. You pray the same prayer in the sitting room. They will tell you to go to the kitchen to repeat the same prayer. Because the mindset is there that thing never
have been conditioned.
So prayer point is a means also of getting them to come back all and all. There is a serious problem. There is a serious problem. So if we have, because I've read it, but I've never thought that it wasn't Anne. This is my first time.
So many people believe it's Anne, eh?
This is my first time.
Are you serious? All over the world.
This is my first time of getting it.
And you are the senior pastor of all redeemed churches in France. And you didn't know this.
People are in bondage. Look at me. It's not all about the opening, this treasure, heavenly treasure, open unto us all. This has got to do with our lives.
Wow.
This has got to do with our lives.
My God.
The lives of our children.
I didn't know people have this problem.
The lives of our family. We never even thought we would get to this topic.
Thank God.
I was to leave this place early this morning. I was to leave this place. So I knew somewhere there. This inferiority complex is from there. The mentality that has been turned around, that makes it even difficult for the member, the ministers that are under it to even rise and be capable of having look at the way we've been having pictures with him. Having them, considering them to be human beings like that. Because they have made us to believe that they are spirit, that they don't go to toilet.
Jesus.
That they don't go to toilet. Let me open up this packaging, because we talk about our sister ability to go and do what she did. And I said somewhere there, I said, it's not expensive. For us to be able, now she took it higher in that she's saying, let me make it quality. And that I will do it, I will send them to the private school. You see, there is this belief. Why they don't do it? Why we don't do it in RCCG?
Okay.
Is that, look, we believe, because they have set up ministries also under it. They have set up some certain things that they do advertise. So they have made us to understand that once you release those funds, those tithes, because that was the excuse that Adeboye used online. And that was what he told them. He said, you can't imagine the numbers of missionaries that we have sent all over the world, that people do not count the cost. Now, get me well, because I'm talking about it's just a way to brainwash or to cover up the truth. Now, you are telling people that there are ministries in place that are taking care of the widows, that are taking care of the sick, the destitute, the poor people. But somewhere there, it's not true. Why am I saying it's not true? There is this packaging. 10 people are poor in the church. We will help 1 out of 10. That one that we will help out of 10, we will blow trumpet, advertise it, bring the person to the pulpit, talk about all what we did. If possible, have a magazine on it, interview the person. That alone will silence the rest of it. So people do not know that there are still 9, and the church has the ability to even go beyond the 10. They can go beyond the 10. So now the 9 will never ask any question. They will never ask any question, or even raise up, or even doubt, or even believe. Because now let me talk about the missionaries. The RCCG missionaries all over the world are nothing but lies. Many of them that left Nigeria on their own. Many left on their own. They were not sponsored or backed up financially. It's more or less a franchise system of operation. In that where you are, you have already told the man there that, look, I'm going to Italy to take over Italy. So because there is no RCCG in Italy, and that you are the first person to go there, before you leave Nigeria, your papa, your regional, your so-called this thing, you must have given him. So Italy have been sold to you. So no other person must go to Italy except you. The Lord is delivering us. The Lord is delivering us. Now, when you hear that the church is so place. Now, the church all over there existing means again. Because down there, they will not tell you that the person there in Haiti, the person there in Afghanistan, those people, all those missionaries in the war zone, they will never tell you what they are going through. There are a lot of abandoned missionaries of RCCG all over the world that cannot even boast of a day meal, abandoned on the war, in war zones, that their children are suffering. But what do? What these people do is to use the little. They will just identify one. They will use that one and advertise it. The one that went to Nigeria recently, Pastor Dap, ended up on a bed in the hospital. If it were not to be we coming to know, and that it became, look, they would not do, he would have died. So it was because the thing came on board that they now started doing, oh no, it cannot be DSC that we give him money. So it was just this week now that we saw him down dancing. And they have to advertise it. It's in a way to say, look, look at, you can see now we are helping. But DAPS is one out of millions of people that are dying. And that summer, none of them will dare raise up their mouth because of two things. Because they are getting their deliverance. Many usually hear us. Many are always on board. But they can't speak the way I'm speaking. Number one, if your means of eating is from them, you will not be able to come out of it. Because the first question many of them always ask is that if I now come out of this thing, how am I going to eat? Come on, do it like me. Don't be afraid. Look up, it's more profitable to walk than to depend on one papa or one mama to be feeding you. It is true that you have been on full time for 10, 20 years. It doesn't matter. Now that we all have discovered the truth, come out of it. Go and walk. The day you receive that, your financial liberty is the beginning of your deliverance. Number two is the fear. The fear has been there.
What fear?
There's this method in that once they hear that one person left and that something bad happened to him, still the same thing, packaging. We advertise it, blow it as a trumpet. Can't you see that one that left? She and the wife were in a bus. They died. So it will become a reference. It will become a reference that will make every other pastor to say, look at that one that died. If you dare go. So we see someone that leaves and we keep shut their mouth. But somehow deliverance, the real truth is that not only do you receive the truth, but the truth makes you open up. You have to speak that truth. You must not hide that truth. You see, when a man has been reconditioned to the extent that they now make his color as a means to set up an empire, is the most wicked thing that a man can ever do to another man. It's the most wicked thing that a man can ever do to another man.
No, but I can't believe that you said they teach pastors in Redeem.
They teach us
that harm were caused.
They teach us in ministers' conference
that we are harm.
That we are from the setting of harm.
And we are caused.
That we are caused. That we are harm. And we are coming out of it. We are already out of it. We are already out of it. So I'm encouraging as many ministers of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. You are in Nigeria, you are hearing me. You are in Europe, you are hearing me. There is no work. They've told you that full time. They do encourage everybody to go on full time. They've told you that full time is very good. There's one thing you will notice. The system is wrong. You've tried and tried and tried to make things work. Things are not working. Get me well. You just must go and find a job. Start from there. You will see what the Lord God will do. It doesn't end there. That fear is a lie. That is why I told us, and I will keep on saying it. Anybody that tells you that mommy water exists, tell that person that mommy water should come and help us open our eyes to the submarine technology. Because if she could swim there in the sea, she should be capable of fabricating a submarine. You see, all these things that Mountain of Fire fashion, all these churches fashion, and they are using to engage us. Time has come for us to come out and say no. No.